Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to No Tea with JD, and this is just going to be a discussion video to talk about 5 pitfalls of BookTube. I don't say the 5 because it's not just, 5. There are several things of the BookTube community that could, raise issues for people. And it's something that I've been meaning to talk about for a long while, and I just haven't. But I'm just going to start with 5. If there's more that you'd like to suggest, that's why there's a sexy comment section down below. But these are my 5. You can give me your 5. Let's call this a tag. Okay, first pitfall, money. A couple of things. If you've seen me for any time, I use my phone. I don't use a mic. I don't edit. For several reasons. I use my phone and I don't use a mic because money. It costs money. And I've never downloaded an editing software because apart from BookTube, I don't do many other videos, and downloading, paying for a program that I would use sparsely seems a bit weird, but still. I use my phone. I use whatever microphones I have, head jacks or something. I don't know. But I don't go overboard with equipment. I say this because some people really, they enjoy BookTube so much that they feel the need to invest in equipment. And that's all fine and dandy if you have disposable income and it's your jam and you're really into it. I'm totally for that. But some people go a little overboard. They get a mic, they get a ring lamp or something, they get lighting, they get stage stuff. And unless you're making the big bucks like the big channels, which I don't watch, by the way. Most of the big channels I don't watch because I'm just not compelled. But that's another discussion video. But unless you're making big bucks or you have disposable income, it can sum up pretty quickly, as is the case with books. We are bookworms. We love the books. Books aren't exactly cheap. I'm an indie author. I know how expensive books can be, especially if you want to support indies. To give you an idea, my books range between it's either 10, 15, or 20 bucks. That's what I have to charge because of the cost of impression and whatnot. It is what it is. But if you don't control yourself, it can be a lot of money. Money is a pitfall because some people feel the need to constantly do a book haul, to constantly buy the book that's trending, that is premium priced and whatnot. To buy equipment, to buy editing software. I've even seen people that buy royalty-free music for their intros for their videos. I applaud the dedication, but to me it's worrying because some people have limited cash and they invest it that way. And I go like, I don't know. I've always just used my phone, always used these mics. Some people have mentioned that the mics could be better and the volume could be better. My bad. But other people don't mind and they just crank up the volume and I can kind of get away with it. But still. But that's one pitfall. And ignoring it or saying, nah. No, some people can and do find themselves in a bit of a pickle because of that. We'll do a summary about all the pitfalls later. Second pitfall, time. This one I can relate to. I've known to upload a lot of content and film a lot of content, and it takes time to produce content. But in terms of my philosophy and how I try to carry myself and conduct myself in the community, I try to watch other people's videos completely and comment throughout the video and different things of the video. This can accumulate into minutes, hours, days, and it's the truth. And that's sometimes I felt burnout because I'm watching so many people because I want you know, I don't ever want people to think that I don't care about what they put out. In books, in videos, in blog posts, you name it. I do my best, but sometimes I have to just cut cold turkey and stop, because it's a lot of time. And I'm always working on a lot of projects. I recently released a new novel. I'm working on another novel. I'm working on a collaboration. I even did I'm not sure if it's finished, but I did a mini album of loops. I used GarageBand, and I did like loop tracks, and some pretty interesting things came out, and I'm gonna try to put lyrics to them. So who knows? I might have that in the works as well. That plus the day job, plus trying to be a good son, a good husband, a good friend, and be there for people. It gets to the point where it's like I have no time, and on more than one occasion I've had to cut BookTube, because it is a rabbit hole. It's a wonderful rabbit hole, and you can meet wonderful, amazing people. And part of the charm of BookTube is that for the most part, with the exception of like Indie Insomniac and other channels, you know what the person looks like and sounds like, and it's more relatable that way. But the time goes there, and sometimes you can feel stressed out about it, and I don't think we should. It should all be fun and giggles, and sometimes we take it too seriously, and I've taken it too seriously. Again, because I don't want to disappoint, or I don't want people to think that I don't care, because I've gotten that card dealt my way. I've had people that I've watched a bunch of videos and I've commented and they don't respond, and I respond to every single comment I get on or at least I do my best on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Google+, on YouTube, and via email. It can be a bit much, but it's very important for me to do that. As a human and as an indie author, I don't want people to think that, oh, I'm an author. That BS. Which leads me to the third pitfall, which is burnout. Burnout happens. Not because of BookTube, but because of the combination of different things plus BookTube. BookTube, it's not necessarily a catalyst, but it can aggravate the situation. And for me, it did aggravate the situation because, again, I just felt that I was disappointing people because I wasn't watching their videos and commenting. It's, you know, it's nice in its base sentiment, but it's kind of silly because people should know better. You know, my inbox is always there for people who want to interact outside of BookTube and outside of everything. But and sometimes you spend a lot of time watching videos and you do like a really full-on comment, and then some people respond with thanks, and you go like, well, okay, that was kind of a waste of time, because part of the charm of BookTube is the discussions that we have, the conversations that we have, the back and forthness of it all. And that's when it gets really nice. And when people either say thanks or don't even respond. Some people that I really, really like their channels, they just stop responding because they grew so much that they can't respond to all the comments. And I'm happy for their success, but part of the reason I was watching was because I thought it was more than just me being a viewer. And I don't know. Maybe if this channel ever blows up, I won't find the time to respond. But for now, I've been able to respond to pretty in-depth conversations and comments from different people from around the world. And to me, that's what's beautiful about BookTube. It's these connections, these interesting connections, these true connections, which leads me to the fourth pitfall, which is emotional health. Kidding ourselves to thinking that everyone that we meet on BookTube is a friend is something that should be addressed. Not everyone is a friend. And I'm not saying that some people are bad or are meant to do you harm. I'm saying that the term friend is used very loosely, especially on social media. The thing is that I've been interacting on social media since I was 14 and I'm 38. That's 24 solid years of talking to monitors and chatting with people across the world. Sometimes I do believe that friendships in all their ranks, you know, sometimes it's closer friendships, sometimes it's more from afar. But I think that most connections that we have can be like satellites in nature, and it's like an orbit, and sometimes they just go really far, and sometimes something hits the little satellite, and they just leave your system for some reason. And some people just want the numbers, and they want the likes, and they want the thumbs up, and they want the comments, because it could be that's the way that they feel validated. But I don't know. But you know, you should really treat the people that are friends as friends. I've made some really beautiful friends on BookTube, and the list is long. But not everyone is a real friend. Sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's a friend, sometimes it's an acquaintance, sometimes it's someone that you watch a random video and comment. But a lot of us, by nature, or a lot of people on BookTube, I'm pretty extroverted, but a lot of people on BookTube aren't. And a lot of their friends come from BookTube. And you have to be really careful who you give your heart to and your feelings to and your time to, because your time, once you spend it and invest it, it's gone. It's gone. And I've seen people that you know, they get damaged because of interactions on social media, not just BookTube. I'm not saying that this is exclusive to BookTube. I'm saying social media, but BookTube is part of social media because YouTube is a social media platform. And, you know, just knowing when to give more or give less. And I'm pretty open to a certain degree. I'm really open. I'm like super open. And then there's like a wall. And very few people get past that wall. And you know, the closer you get to me, the harder it is to get close to me, because it's just the nature of the beast. But yeah, knowing who to call friend, knowing how to invest your energy and time. Some people, you know, watching videos and commenting and producing content and editing content and different things, they stay up late. They don't sleep well, they're stressed out about it, and that impacts your emotional health. And the fifth pitfall is also related to emotional health. I did mention a bit of validation. So what happens if your channel is not growing? You've watched all the videos that say, oh, if you want to grow your channel, do this, 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 and that. I don't watch those videos because I don't do this. The initial reason why I started BookTube was as an author platform and whatnot, and as I began to interact with people, it's just a way for me to showcase who I am, how I am, what I believe in, different things, different interests. A lot is trying to make a positive impact, being silly or giving a review of music or videos, or doing different things. Thanks to BookTube, I was able to meet Joe Compton and the crew at Go Indie Now, and they have me reviewing indie music every month, and that's really fun because those are real friends, by the way. But what happens if you try this and you try that and you try that and you get like 8 views, you don't get a like? That impacts your motivation, and my motivation was impacted not because of the interaction with people. People were really good and giving me likes and comments and whatnot. It's not like I get a ton of views. I'm always in double digits, and rarely do I get more than double digits. And the days that happen, I'm like, yay, I made it. There are some people who get like, you know, quadruple digits in an hour, and I'm happy for them. That's great. But every time I would upload kind of close videos, if like 24 hours or more had not passed and I uploaded more than one video, YouTube still automatically docks me like a subscriber or two. And I go like, what? It is what it is. But that does impact your motivation, because you go like, you're enjoying making the content and doing these discussions and having conversations in the comment section and outside of the comment section, which I highly recommend, by the way. I highly recommend interacting with people outside of just comment sections and whatnot, so that, you know, you can get to know not everyone, but, you know, the people that you feel more akin to, and who knows, you might get a real friend there. But not getting results, trying different things, you know, trying different hashtags and algorithms and whatnot, it impacts motivation, because for me, you forget why you're doing it. For me, it became about having fun and using this social media in a way that makes sense to me. And that's how I do all social media. I'm not saying I excel at any social media, but I do different things on them, and I have a great time doing it. And this platform, I've gotten to the point where it also helps with public speaking. That's why I don't edit. If I do a bobble and I do ums and different things like that, I want people, if they go to a book event or something, to go like, oh, that's how he is. And not this clean, polished, no umming JD. But yeah, you know, that can lead to your motivation being affected for this, which can domino effect into other things. So yeah, those are the 5 pitfalls that I wanted to share. If you have your own pitfalls or stuff that you have a problem within the community, by all means express it, but do it in a way that's not toxic. Another thing that's been prevalent in a couple of places has been drama, and different people that are up in arms for different things. But I think it's also a sign of the times. And, you know, you can partake in it. That's your prerogative. I would rather not, because there's enough stuff going on in my life for me to, you know, to throw kindle to the drama fire. No need for that. So yeah, money for equipment and books, time creating content and interacting with content and just getting to know people, burnout because of just lack of energy, emotional health because it's affected by the different things, and motivation for everything. Those are my 5 pitfalls. I might do a video with 5 more, but you can do the version of this. I'm not gonna call it a tag. I'm just gonna call it a discussion video, because that's what it is. So by all means, use that sexy comment section down below if you have any thoughts. Everyone's telling me, dude, you're not promoting yourself. So if you want my new novel, it is Given to Fly. It's my 13th book. I also do AuthorTube. I also do different things. If that's my latest book. My first book is actually Only Human. If you like vampires, if you like angels and demons and dark mystical things, this is your jam. If you want a book that doesn't have any violence, this is your jam. I hope. Anyways, long enough video. I'm probably gonna lose 2 subscribers, but maybe they were bots and they had to be sacrificed for discussion videos. So till next time, peace, love, and maki rolls.